Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, happy Good Friday to all of you that are watching. Happy Good Friday and happy Easter to all my fans out there. I wish you guys a very good, happy Easter celebration. And at the same time, please, while you are celebrating your Easter period with your family and friends, remember if you're diabetics, to be cautious of what you eat and what you drink. Okay, do not be carried away in what you drink or what you eat if you're diabetics. So be cognizant of your environment. Be cognizant of your environment, where you are going, what type of food is going to be in there, and be disciplined. Be disciplined in the choice of food you eat, the quality, the quantity, and the time. All right, if you are dealing with diabetics. So once again, I wish all of you a happy Good Friday and happy Easter celebration to you and your loved ones. This morning, we shall be discussing glucose. Everything you need to know about glucose and what is glucose. Okay, how does it work? How do you test your glucose? What are your glucose levels? Okay, why do your glucose spikes up? And what are the complications of your glucose? So these are the things we shall be discussing on this particular video. All right. Glucose is the same thing as sugar. We call it glucose medically. All right. The simple layman language of glucose is sugar. So once we mention sugar, everybody understand what we're talking about. But medically, we use the word glucose as a medical terms. Okay. It could be monosaccharide or disaccharide, depending on the number of or the type of sugar you are talking about. We have the brown sugar, we have the cane sugar, and we have the white sugar. All these are simple carbohydrates and can have a detrimental effect in your glucose management. So we shall be discussing about glucose. Okay, what you understand about glucose is very important. I know due to this holiday period, many people will be out there with their loved ones. So if you're not able to watch this video live, anytime you have an opportunity to watch it, pay attention to glucose. It's very important in maintaining or managing your diabetic situations because glucose management is vital. Okay, for you to live healthy and a normal life, you must manage your glucose properly. It is not a choice, it is a must that you have to follow the rules and regulation guiding diabetics. There are norms guiding diabetics. You have to stick to those norms in order to live a normal life and to avoid the complications of diabetics. And glucose plays a vital role in managing your diabetics. If you're able to get hold of your glucose, keeping a target range constantly, persistently, then you'll be able to avoid all those side complications and then live a normal life. But anything different from that, that you deviate or tend to ignore the advice of your physician, your doctor, your family doctor, and then continue living the same lifestyles, then you're inviting trouble to your health. Those complications are going to creep in and then start having a bad effect to your health. And it could be fatal to your life if you don't control your sugar level properly, and then things start happening. Your organs start shutting down, your nerves start getting damaged, your blood vessels damaged, you become hypertensive, your cholesterol issues, amputations, you start having macular edema, okay, your eyesight problems, all these peripheral neuropathy, all these things start coming in, okay, stroke, stroke, heart attack, and even death. Okay, so to avoid all these complications, you must take your glucose management very, very serious if you are a diabetic. If you're a diabetic, it is very important you adhere to your doctor's instructions and then follow what he or she is telling you. So we shall be discussing glucose. Glucose or blood sugar is a type of simple carbohydrate. Okay, it's a type of simple carbohydrate. You know, we have simple carbohydrate, we have the complex carbohydrate. So glucose or a blood sugar is a type of simple carbohydrate. If your blood sugar level dips too low, we call it hypoglycemia. Hypoglycemia, if your blood sugar level dips below the target range, it's called hypoglycemia. And you wouldn't like to be in that territory when your sugar level keep dipping below the target range. That has its own symptoms and then consequences. Now, if your sugar level or the glucose grows too high, okay, if your sugar level grows too high, it's called hyperglycemia. So when it dip below than the normal level threshold, it's called hypoglycemia. When it shoot up too high, it is called hyperglycemia. They can have effect on your body's uh, everyday function. Either of them can have your body function ability. Okay, so excuse me. All right, so that is what glucose is all about. Please kindly indicate to me where you are watching from once you join the program. Kindly indicate to me where you are watching from to get acknowledgements. All right, I need to know your name and then the region where you are watching from once you join the program live. So once again, I'm going to repeat my definition. What is glucose or blood sugar? Glucose or blood sugar is a type of simple carbohydrate. So if your blood sugar level dip too low, it is referred as hypoglycemia. Now, if it grows too high, it is referred to as hyperglycemia. In either way, both can have a drastic effect in everyday functionings of your body. That is what is referred as glucose or blood sugar. All right. Right. Let me see if I can use this. Just excuse me. I'm trying to do something here. So this is what glucose is all about. This is the definition of glucose. Okay. Glucose, okay, or your blood sugar is a type of simple carbohydrate. Okay. If your body sugar level dip too low, it's referred to as hypoglycemia. Now, if it goes too high, it is referred as hyperglycemia, and either both situation can have an effect in your body's everyday functioning ability. That is what we refer to as glucose. Okay, that is what we refer to as glucose. Just hold on. Hold on, I'm trying to. Somebody's trying to mess. My computer is. Just a minute, please. I'll be right back. I'm just trying to fix my computer. It's giving me a signal. Let me get it before the camera shut down. I'm trying to fix it up. So just I'm getting a signal. All right. So let me just fix it. Just hang on there. Just hang on there, please. Trying to fix something. All right. All right. I'm okay now. Sorry about that. I'm trying to fix something in my. I was getting a signal, so I tried to fix it up. Francis, you're welcome. All right. Good afternoon. Watching from Ghana. You're happy Easter or happy Good Friday. You are welcome. Okay. So so that is what I said about glucose. All right. Now, glucose is the most common monosaccharide, okay, found in nature. Is the most common monosaccharide found in nature. What do we mean by in nature? In plants. It is generated through photosynthesis. All right. It's generated through photosynthesis. Some plants store glucose in linked chains. All right. These chains are called starch. Okay. Common starch containing food include corn. So that is why we have three different type of carbohydrate. Okay. Now, glucose monosaccharide is not part of a starch. It's also found naturally in some foods. So glucose can be found naturally in some foods. All right. So that is why you have to be wary of the type of things that you consume. I don't know what this computer is trying to mess up my presentation this morning. All right. So since we know glucose or blood sugar is a type of simple carbohydrate, okay. If it dips too low, we call it hypoglycemia. If it dips too high, we call it hyperglycemia. Either way, both of them can have a drastic effect in your body's ability to function properly. Now, we have something we call dietary glucose. Dietary glucose is the same thing as I was trying to explain before about monosaccharide. It's a simple sugar, okay? Making it the simplest type of carbohydrate, okay? In the shorter form, we call it carbs. So when you see me referring carbs, I'm referring to carbohydrates. So dietary glucose is a monosaccharide, a simple sugar, making it the simplest type of carbohydrate. So now when you consume dietary glucose, okay, your body convert it into blood glucose. So when you consume dietary glucose, okay, your body now convert that dietary glucose into blood glucose. This is one of the body's primary fuel source, okay, along with fat and protein. Now, once you consume dietary glucose, what happens now? Your body is going to convert that dietary glucose into a blood glucose, and that is what your body uses as a primary source of energy. We call it fuel, along with fat and proteins. But one thing happened, okay? Even though that blood glucose is what your body use as fuel, and what that fuel is that supplies you energy. But before you can use that fuel as a primary fuel source to get that energy, it must enter into the cells of the muscles and the liver. Then you can refer it as fuel. But once those excess glucose is floating in your bloodstream without no direction, just floating around, it cannot be classified as fuel. Rather, it is harmful to your head. That is when it causes those damages to your blood vessels, to your nerves, attacking your organs because of those excess sugar. You need to get rid of those excess sugar immediately. That is why as soon as your blood sugar, blood glucose goes above the normal range, your brain is going to signal the pancreas to release insulin to get rid of those excess sugar floating around and move them into the cells of the muscles and tissues of your liver to be stored. It is when it enters in those areas that you can now refer them as primary source of fuel that your body needs as an energy. But once it is still floating in your bloodstreams, it cannot be referred as fuel. Rather, it is harmful to your entire health. Okay. Now, you can get glucose from simple and complex. Okay. And yesterday, when I was discussing about the kinds of foods you can eat and avoid, we did touch on these issues about simple and complex carbohydrate. And why I'm still dwelling on this issue is that is the most difficult aspect of it. If you're a diabetic, you must understand these simple things. If you don't understand it, you're going to find it very difficult, relying on medications, and then we are not doing those little things that matters. Your medication alone cannot solve the problem. Your medication alone cannot solve your problem as a diabetic. You must do all these things that are necessary in terms of identifying what are simple carbohydrate and complex carbohydrate, differentiate both of them, and then stick to what is needed to your body so that those medications is going to help. Because you can drink your medication as long as you want. If your lifestyle changes still remain the same, that medication is a waste of time. So you have to differentiate between the simple carbohydrate, the simple and the complex. They are very, very vital in managing your diabetes to be effective. Now let's look at the simple and versus the complex. Yesterday I touched on it briefly. Okay, so you have to identify. So okay, now I'm giving two options that I have to stay away from simple carbohydrate. That is what causes me problem, and concentrate on complex carbohydrate. But you have to now identify what falls under this simple carbohydrate that I have to stay away, and what falls under the complex carbohydrate that I have to stick to, because those are the things that my body needs as a diabetic. All right. Now, the simple carbohydrate, okay, is something like white bread, white rice, pastas. Okay, those are simple carbohydrate in nature. They are refined sugar. They're already processed. They have just pure carbohydrate. It has no any nutritional value to your head as a diabetic. Rather, it's going to make it even worse. So you're going to stay away from white bread, white rice, pasta. Okay, candies. You know, all these candies you buy in the shop, along the street, on the road, in the bus. You're going to stay away from candy because they are all fortified with sugar and a lot of carbohydrate. So candies, you have to stay away from candies, chewing gum, all those sweet items. You're going to stay away from it. Now, soda. We all know soda. We use soda as a general term to refer to different types of drinks like Fanta, Sprite, 7-Up, all those things. All there are different kinds of. You go to Africa, there are some names of drinks that I've seen that I've not even seen before. You know, individually, people go at the back of their compound. As soon as they're able to buy the machine from China, import it, you see them start making their own drinks. I've seen different kinds of soda in Africa. And you'll be amazed if you go to the place where they're manufactured, you see that there is no a professional, somebody trained to produce those drinks. It's just a husband and wife and children mixing the drinks, saccharin, adding saccharin, and they make it to be, and they name it any drinks. All you need, you know, after people like something that is sweet. They don't measure the amount of sugar in it, they just dump in there and they just want to make money. So they will use soda as a general terms. Stay away from soda, Coke, Fanta, Sprite, 7-Up, all those lemonade. They are fortified with sugar. All right. So that is what we refer them as sodas. Now, syrups. Syrups comes in different forms. Syrups contain sugar, all right, carbohydrate in it, a lot of calories. So syrups, you're going to stay away from syrups. And then we have table sugar. Table sugar comes in different forms. We have the cane sugar, we have the brown sugar, we have the white sugar. All those are table sugar. You have to stay away from all those. Those are referred to as simple carbohydrate. There are a lot of them. I'm only just giving you guys an example of simple carbohydrates. So you have to stay away from those items because it's going to make your situation worse in managing your diabetics. All right. Now let's look at the complex carbohydrate. I'm referring those that I didn't watch yesterday's program. I refer you guys to yesterday's video. Go and watch yesterday's video. I did mention in details what I'm mentioning now in terms of simple and versus the complex carbohydrate. The title of the video is how to know how to eat and avoid food to eat and avoid while taking diabetes treatment. Okay, yeah, we discussed in details about this, so you learn more about simple and complex carbohydrate. Okay, please indicate to me where you are watching from. Those that are watching me, I see some people watching me, but I don't know where they are watching. Just in the comment section, indicate your name, where you are watching from. All right. Now, I'm going to share a link with you guys. I'm going to share a link to invite any of you. Okay. I'm going to share a link for those that wish to join the program live. Let me put it on the comment section. Brian, you're welcome. All right. Zuma, I would acknowledge you. I'm going to invite any of you. I'm sharing a link now. Use that link. The link is in the comment section. Okay, for anybody who wants to join the program live, just open it in your browser, download it, and then follow the instruction how to get into the studio. And I'm going to welcome you in, and then we can have a conversation. Or you have anything to share about your diabetes experience, you can use that link to come into the studio and then talk to your fellow diabetics. How have you been living with your diabetic situation? Or if you want to ask any question or contribute to the program, you can use that link. Just open it in your browser, okay, and follow the instructions there how to join the program. Now let's look at the complex carbohydrate. Now, what I just listed in the simple carbohydrate is the opposite of what you're going to be looking at. So the simple carbohydrate are the things you have to stay away from. Then the complex carbohydrate are the things opposite of the simple carbohydrate. And why? Simple carbohydrate, your body can break them down easily. For instance, if you take a white bread, Just take a white bread now. Those are simple refined carbohydrate. Okay, it has no. I'm gonna call you back. I'm gonna call you back later. Sorry, let me reply this message. All right. So the simple carbohydrate, okay, your body can break them down faster, easily while you're eating them. Like for instance, if you are eating something like a white rice or white bread or a table sugar, any of the table sugar, as soon as you are putting inside your tongue, your body has gone into action and start breaking them down easily to convert it into glucose. And then that is going to affect your sugar level because you're going to convert that glucose, that carbohydrate into glucose and then dump it into your bloodstream to spike up your sugar level. So that is why you have to stay away from all those simple carbohydrates and concentrate on your complex carbohydrate. The complex carbohydrate is the reverse of your simple carbohydrate. Your body cannot break down complex carbohydrate. It takes time to even break a molecule of complex carbohydrate. So therefore, even though you are eating them, it does not affect your sugar level. And moreover, complex carbohydrate contains more fiber, less carbohydrate. So let's go into the complex carbohydrate. I said stay away from white bread, you go for brown bread. I say stay away from white rice, you go for brown rice. I say stay away from pasta, you go for whole grain pasta. There's a pasta called whole grain or whole wheat pasta. It must be whole. Okay, whole grain pasta or whole wheat pasta instead of the ordinary pasta. Okay. Now candies, we all know about candies. Stay away from them entirely. Not even go near it. It's all sugar and carbohydrate. Then we have the oats. Okay, oats. We have the cooker oats. All right, the oat comes in different formulas. Oats meals are fortified with fiber. Okay, they are all complex carbohydrate, and it's not going to have an effect in your spike of your sugar level. All right, then we have fruits. Fruits are all fortified with fiber and other minerals and vitamins that your body need. Okay, as a diabetic, you have to concentrate. Most 80% of your food as a diabetic should be fruit and vegetables, and then 20% is going to be oatmeals, whole wheat grain meals, millet meals. Okay, those things. In terms, if you want to swallow, instead of using a pounded yam, a cassava meal or a corn meal, you can use oatmeal or whole grain meal or millet meal. Okay, but 80% of your food as a diabetic should be fruit and vegetables. All right, and then we have whole grains. As I said, whole grains or whole wheat. These are complex carbohydrates. Stay away from yam. Stay away from cassava meals. Stay away from corn meals. All those are starchy carbohydrate, and it's going to have an effect in your sugar level. So I'm just giving you guys a different to differentiate both of them. We have the simple, we have the complex. All right. So now, so that is, we're all talking about carbohydrate. I mean glucose. Okay, we're all talking about glucose. Now, if you are living, if you have any question, please feel free to ask your question. If you have any question along the line, feel free to contribute your question on the comment section. So if you are living with diabetics, perhaps more important is that the complex carb releases glucose into the bloodstream gradually rather than immediately. All right. This makes them less likely to cause blood glucose spikes. Okay. So unmanaged glucose levels may have permanent and severe effects. So that is what we discussed. I think one of the video on Tuesday we discussed about uncontrolled diabetics. What are the effects? It has a severe effect if you are not controlling your diabetics, and then the sugar level keeps spiking up. You have a severe effect of uncontrolled diabetics. Okay, so keep reading, keep watching those videos, keep learning. Adding one thing: if you are watching those videos and you are not learning and you are not correcting your situation, then you are wasting your time. And that is why I put out those videos for you guys to watch them and then at least grab one or two things there and then put it into practice. So don't just be watching the videos and you are not learning and you are not making any changes in terms of your situation. Grace, you're welcome. So you must be watching those videos and then learn. Adjust things that you know that is not in order in terms of your diabetes management to make it work. The bottom line or the goal is to make sure that you are keeping your sugar level within a target range and avoid the complications that comes with it. All right, Grace, you're welcome. All right, so happy Easter. Now let's answer these questions. How does the body process glucose? How does the body process glucose? Let's answer that question. I asked that question rhetorically by myself. How does, sorry, let me go in here. How does the body process glucose? We're going to answer that question all together. I need a question. Do you guys have any question? Do you guys have any question? Sorry, I just want to reply a test. All right. So how does a body process glucose? Azuma says, what about meat? As a diabetic, you have to stay away from red meat. Azuma, stay away from red. Instead of meat, go for fish. Okay, concentrate on fish. Stay away from red meat due to cholesterol issues. Okay, red meat is not good for you. As a diabetic, stay away from red meats. Go for fish. Concentrate on fish. Okay, turkey, chicken. Go for the dark chicken, not the white chicken. Go for the dark chicken. All right, free range. Don't go for poultry farm chicken. You go to the poultry, buy a chicken. Don't buy those type of chicken. They are not good for you. They are processed with chemicals. The same thing in terms of egg. If you want to use their egg, don't go to poultry eggs. Go to free range eggs. What are the free range? When I say free range chicken, are those chicken that you rear in your compound, that are roaming about in your compound. That you go to your uncle, it has a lot of chicken. You can buy one chicken from his or her compound, or go to your grandpa and say, Grandpa, I want to buy this chicken. I see here he can sell one chicken for you. Those are free range. Those are feed naturally. Those ones in the poultry are already processed. It's not good for you as a diabetics. Stay away from poultry. Stay away from poultry farms, chicken, and then their egg. If you want the egg, go to the free range chickens. All right. So stay away from meat. Meat are not good for you. Instead of go for goat meat, do you guys know that goat meat is not a red meat? Okay, but at the same time, if you're going to go for goat meat, you have to take them in proportion. Okay, go for the lean meat. There's something we call lean meat. Lean meat contains a lot of proteins, but pure red meat, stay away from it. So if you want to choose a meat, go for the lean meat. There's something we call lean meat. All right, so go for the lean meat, but the red meat, stay away from it, and instead concentrate on chicken. Fish, and then free range chickens, not the poultry farm chickens. Okay. So, Azuma, I've answered your question. I believe you've understood now. Let's go to Lockhart says, I have A1C test to repeat. How do I manage your glucose for this? Okay, that means if you have A1C to repeat, all right, that means the first one you go is not good or something is tainted. Now, if A1C is done every 3 months, okay, so if you're going to repeat your A1C level, because it's done every 3 months, it's not something you do every day. It's done, that is where doctors use to treat your diabetics, to know how you are managing your diabetics. Now, if you are due for your A1C test, you must. You see, the problem is, don't just say, okay, you know what, I have my A1C on Monday. Today is Friday, and you remember you have your A1C on Monday, and you say, okay, you know what, let me start eating correctly, let me start doing this correctly. No, you are cheating yourself. You are still cheating yourself. You are not doing it properly. So if your A1C, you say your last test was 13, that is too high for A1C. That is too high for A1C. It is too much. Okay, so I was trying to say something. If you have a A1C test to do, all right, and today is Friday, and you say, okay, my A1C test is due on Monday. I say, oh, you know what? I have my A1C due on Monday, so let me start eating a nice food today, Friday, it is Saturday, it is Sunday, so that when I go my A1C on Monday, it's going to look fine. No, that is cheating. You are not still managing your diabetes properly. You are still cheating yourself. You are not cheating the doctor, you are cheating yourself. Your A1C start from the last time you went for your tests. Start from the last day you went for your test through the next 3 months. Don't wait when it is 2 a week to your next test, you start changing your diet. No, you are still cheating yourself. You are not managing your diabetes properly. You might think you are getting okay, but you are dying silently. You have to, right from the day you went your last test, that is the day you start managing your diabetes for the next 3 months when you are due again. Because doctors want to see your average 3 months, not 1 week. They want to see your average 3 month result from the last time you went to see how you are managing your diabetes. Are you doing the right thing? Are you eating healthy? Are you exercising? Are you reducing your weight? Is there any tendency of having hypertension? Is your cholesterol good? So they look at your 3 months, your previous 3 months, and see how you are handling it. Don't just within a few days you want to start changing your dieting. No, you are cheating yourself. So for you to have a good constant A1C result that is good is right from the day, the last time you went for your A1C. Say for instance, you went your A1C result on January. That was the last time. So from January, we have February, March, April. So you are due the next one in April. Right from January, you have to start doing the correct thing, a day by day, minute by minute, hour by hour, till when you go for the next test. You have to exercise right from the first time. You have to keep exercising. You have to keep eating healthy food, balance your diet, counting your carbs, eating a smaller quantity food, less carbohydrate, more fiber. Like now, your A1C is 13 because even though you are on medication, you are not eating a healthy food. Your food, you still not managed to eat that healthy. Your food is way, way off. That is why your A1C level is high, because it's way, way off. You have to watch what you eat, make sure it's healthy, make sure you are counting your carbs, avoid sugary drinks. Maybe you are still drinking Coke and Fanta and all those things. You have to stop it. If you are smoking, you have to stop smoking. If you are always in stress, you got to stop stress. Make sure you are not stress can spike up your sugar level. So you have to do all those things consistently from the January till when you are due in April, so that when you go for your test, your result is going to be looking good, and then doctor is going to see the numbers across the board and say you are doing okay, keep it going. You don't just say, okay, I'm due next week, so let me start doing the right thing now. That does not give your doctor the 3 months average what he or she needs to see if you are responding to treatment or if you are doing those things you are doing. So to answer your question, you must make sure you learn how to. The problem your dieting is still poor because you've not learned how to diet properly. You have to eat healthy. Okay, I'm taking insulin 80-35 daily. My next date is June to show the result. Okay, you say you are taking your insulin 80-30 daily. My next date is in June to show the result. Okay, if you're in June, all right. Okay, so the same thing, your insulin, all right. So the same thing, you have to eat healthy. You have to eat healthy, a lot of fruit and vegetables. Okay, like what I was just saying before. Okay, what about the simple and the complex carbohydrate? You have to stay away from white bread, white rice, pasta, candy, soda, all those Fanta drinks, Coke, 7-Up. You got to stay away from all those things. Syrup, table sugar, stay away from. Instead, brown rice. Okay, brown rice, oatmeals, fruit and vegetables, whole grains. These are the type of food you're supposed to be eating, exercising, reducing your weight, so that when you go in June, your A1C result is going to look much better. All right. Now my last test was okay. Thanks. 80 in the AM and 35. 80 in the AM and 35. So you take your insulin 80 in the morning and 35 in the PM. Okay, if that is what your doctor prescribed for you, then stick to it. Are you taking your insulin through injection or through pump? Is it pump or injection? Okay, so if that is what the doctor prescribed for you, 80 in the morning, 35 in the afternoon, that's okay. Stick to it. Because there's a reason why doctor advises you to take 80 in the morning and 35 in the afternoon. They are different. There are reasons. He has your record. So if he prescribed to you to take your insulin 80 in the morning, but you are not giving me different. You are not giving me different numbers. You said this is what he told me before. You are taking insulin 80 35 daily, and now you are telling me you are taking insulin 70 30. So which is which? You are confusing me. You said before, this is what you told me before, you are taking insulin 80 35 daily, and now you say you're taking insulin 70 30. You're confusing yourself. You can't be. You're confusing. So I don't know. The dose is 80 30. So why are you telling me 70 30 now? Okay, okay. So now you make it clear. Now you make it clear. Because you said you are taking insulin 70 30, but now you are telling me the type of insulin. That is a different thing. I now understand what I mean, because you say the type of insulin, I'm taking is 7031. So now you say the type. So now I understand. So now you make it clear. All right. So stick to your doctor's instruction. If he's the one that prescribed you this 7031, the brand, and then you're taking 80 and 35 as a dose. So your doctor has your record. That is why he prescribed. So if that is what your doctor recommend to you, you have to stick to it. But at the same time, even though you're taking your insulin, there are things, your dieting is very poor. You have to control your dieting and you have to exercise. Are you type 1 or type 2 diabetics? Are you type 1 or type 2 diabetics? Type 2. So you depend on insulin. All right. So stick to your doctor's instruction. Okay. But at the same time, you have to eat healthy, and at the same time exercise. All right, it's important. Just hold on to see. David, you're welcome. Neka, you're welcome. Or you have CKD, you have a chronic kidney disease. Yeah, because we are having the complications now. David, you're welcome. Neka, you're welcome. Today you're not late. All right. So you are diagnosed 10 years ago and you already have CKD, chronic kidney disease. Yeah, you are. That's the complications. You see. Sorry to hear about that. I don't know why you didn't take care of your diabetes in time. That is why you developed CKD, chronic kidney disease. I hope you are keeping an eye. I hope you are keeping an eye. Are you on dialysis now? No, not yet on dialysis, right? You are not yet on dialysis. Are you on dialysis now or not? Okay, so you are lucky. So it's okay, lucky you are not on dialysis. So now you still have more chance. Okay, if you because you left your diabetes uncontrolled for a longer period of time now, it's attacking your kidney. Since you are not yet on dialysis, it means your kidney is still functioning to a certain percentage. You have to keep an eye, keep testing your kidney anytime you go for your A1C test. Keep request your doctor to do a kidney test and your liver. Keep an eye every time you go on your test. Keep testing for your kidney function. Wow, at that stage is wow, wow, wow. It's at stage 5. According to you, it's at stage 5. Wow, wow, with lupus as well. At stage 5 with lupus, you will sooner or later you will be on dialysis. At stage, I think I don't know those who have been watching me. We've discussed this in my video about stages of your diabetics. If I will discuss it, if you guys go to my page, I've made a video about stages of diabetics. Okay, now you are stage 5 with lupus. That becomes serious. And now, yes, now you say you have SLE. For all of you that are watching, did a video here. I did a video here with you guys, telling you guys about stages of diabetes. And now he or she is at stage 5 with CKD, chronic kidney disease, with lupus. When you are stage 5, yes, you see, yes, because you did not control your diabetes. That is why it makes your kidney to fail. So for all of you that are watching, I did a video here with you guys, telling you guys about the stages of diabetes. And now you could see one of our fan here has stage 5 with lupus, and then he has a kidney failure due to uncontrolled diabetes. So now, sooner or later, you'll be on dialysis. I'll be looking for kidney transplant, and that is deadly. When it's at stage 5, it's very bad. It's a very bad news. And you are 39. You are 39 years old. So that is why I could see. That is why you're on insulin at that rate. Well, what I'm going to say at that stage 5, with lupus, okay, at that stage 5 with lupus, the only way is that as you are doing your A1C test, you have to keep an eye on that kidney, the functionality. But sooner or later, with stage 5 and your SLE, okay, you'll be needing, you'll be sooner or later be on dialysis, or you'll be needing a kidney transplant. So Aphasia, what arrangement have you done about your kidney? What arrangement have you done about your kidney? Since you know you are on stage 5 with lupus, what arrangement have you done so far? What arrangement have you done so far? I'm not talking about this. My arrangement. I'm not talking about arrangement of death. No, I'm not talking about that. Because if you are stage 5, according to your doctor, and you have lupus as well, and it already, okay, you see, that is what you've answered my question now. You see, that is what I wanted to say. Because you're supposed to be looking for a donor. You're supposed to be looking for a donor now. Okay, because sooner or later you're going to be on dialysis. And why I asked you what arrangement have you done was you're supposed to be looking for a donor, somebody who can donate you 1 kidney. That is what you have to be looking. And as I said it yesterday, I said kidney is not something you get in the market. Don't allow it to get to this X stage. It's not something you can go in the back. I told you, if you leave your diabetes uncontrolled, the two organs it goes to attack first and destroy and keep your life short is kidney and liver. So now we have a fan here that is going in, that is in a serious situation, because you're supposed to be looking for a donor at this stage. In fact, right from stage 4, stage 3, you're supposed to be looking for a donor. And then kidney is not something you get from the market. For you to get a donor, it has to be within the family. You have to concentrate within your family members to see who can donate you one kidney or even half kidney, depending on the damage of the kidney. If the kidney is not severely damaged, they can cut that part that is damaged and leave the other part. But if the entire kidney is damaged, now the question is, because you have two kidneys, is it the two kidney that is damaged or one kidney? Because you can still survive with one kidney, even if they remove the other kidney. So is it the two kidneys that is affected or just the one kidney? Wow. 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 So both is affected, you see? So that means you need a donor. So you have to concentrate. You have to look within your family. First of all, you start within your family members to see who can donate you a kidney. It's going to be very rare. Then you, after family, they start looking about friends. But that friends is going to be very, very difficult to see a friend. That is why I say it's a difficult time that you are going to know who are your real friends. When things are moving finally, that's why if you guys, that's why I told everybody, when you are doing well, when you are doing well in terms of financially, everything is going fine with you, do not spend your money with your friends. Me, I don't give my money to any friend. We can be 5 and 6. You can be my closest friend. I'm not going to share my money with you. If you come to me and say, go to the bank and get your loan. That's me personally. My friends know me. Don't come to me for help, any financial assistance. Just go to the bank or go to your father and get a loan. I told them straight away. They know me where I stand. I do not spend anything, my money or anything with friends. The time you know your friends is when you are in difficulty, like now he's in difficulty. There are some of your friends that can donate you one kidney, but you see all of them run away. But when things are okay, you see them coming around you, enjoying, calling you. But when you find yourself in a serious situation, those friends that you are dining, eating, run away. Okay? That is why my friendship with you is going to be high, high, but do not ask me of anything. If you ask me of anything, I'm going to kick you out of I say that friendship is over. Because I know why you are coming close to me, because you see things are okay. When things are bad now, you disappear. I made it clear. My friends, they know me. I tell them straight away. We can be friends, but don't ever cross and ask me of any help. The day you ask me of any help, that's the end of our friendship. And I'm not going to come to you and ask you of anything. I keep it straight away. Let our friendship be, hi, I visit you, visit me. How is your family? Fine, we're okay, but do not ask me of anything. The day you ask me of anything, that is it. Okay? Friends are good to be with you when things are okay. When things are bad, they disappear. So now that you are in this situation, now you have to stick with your family. Okay, and then see. I've not had anyone in my family willing to donate, and it's very costly for me. Yeah. Well, it's because you're gonna be on dialysis soon. You're gonna be on dialysis soon. Sorry to hear that. I wish I could help, but it's, you're on that stage where you are. It's very, very, very hard. So in your family, nobody is willing to donate. Your kids, your wife, your extended families, uncles, sisters, nobody's willing to donate. Because sooner or later you're going to be on dialysis. So sad, so sad. I don't know why you left They are aware but not volunteering to do. Okay. Where are you located? Where are you located? Which country are you now? Which country are you? Because there's something I want to suggest. You're in St. Vincent. Okay. Now, I don't know how your health, your I don't know how your health system is in there in St. Vincent. Like, if you don't have any family member to donate for you, or you don't have any friends to donate, the hospital can put you on a waiting list. Have they put you on a waiting list? The hospital can source for kidney for you. When they can put you on a waiting list and see maybe somebody who is generous can help out. Have they put you on a waiting list? Have you requested to be put on a waiting list? Because the hospital can also source out a liver for you. I mean a kidney by putting once you enter officially on the waiting list, the hospital can source out help for you. Okay, no, that now you have to right. You see, right from the time you are on stage 3, you're supposed to have entered the waiting list. Okay, you have that from the time you are on stage 3. They should have enroll you on a waiting list, because there are some people who goes to hospital and donate kidney. They just want to. It's a kind of that is what they do. Okay, they go to hospital and say, okay, you know what? Because there's a special website. The hospital are going to publish your name. There's a special website. They're going to enroll you in there. Doctors are going to source out kidney for you. There are people who doesn't want to be identified. Like here in where I am now, there are people who doesn't want to be identified. They go secretly behind the hospital and say, doctor, as if there is anybody that need a kidney, I'm ready to donate one. They will not like to publicize. They will keep it. So once a kidney call, they will call that person, hey, you know, your kidney match with this person. Are you willing to donate? So hospitals are going to help you to source out kidney. And there are people, okay, before they pass away, maybe they know they're not going to survive. They sign a form. So, okay, if I pass away, use my kidney to give to somebody else to live. So as soon as they pass away, they remove the kidney immediately and save it for somebody to use. So hospitals have a means, put you on a waiting list, and then start sourcing out kidney for you. Okay, so I would advise you to go to your hospital, to your doctor, say, please, I want to be on a waiting list. I have a friend of mine here who was on a waiting list for 5 years. He's on dialysis for 5 years. They keep him on dialysis for 5 years, and eventually he got a kidney from somebody. Up to now, he doesn't know the person who donated the kidney for him, and he's living fine. So once you're on a waiting list, once you're enrolled on a waiting list, they will put you on a dialysis continuously until kidney comes, and then so that's what I would advise you to do. Ask. I fish here. Ask. I mean, I know what I'm talking about. That's my field. I know what I'm talking about. Every hospital, every country, there's a waiting list. Maybe you are not aware of it. As long as it's a government function hospital, as long as it's a government function reputable hospital, people are on waiting list. Okay, go to the hospital, say, please, I need to be on a waiting list. Once they put you on a dialysis, they put you on a waiting list. There are people who goes in there. Like, for instance, if I want to donate my kidney, I can go to a hospital and say, fill a form. They will not publish my name. I'll say, I want to donate a kidney. In case if anybody need a kidney that matches mine, they will call me. You are not going to pay anything. The government is going to pay. They will take your kidney and give to that person. Or there are people who they know they're not going to survive. They're going to pass away. The hospital are going to ask the family member, look, out of charity, if he pass away, can you donate the heart or the kidney, or can we take the kidney or the liver and give to somebody that needs it? And if the family agree, he will sign. As soon as that person is about to pass away, as soon as he passes away, they will rush that person in and take away those organs and safeguard it for people that need it. So I know what I'm talking about. So that's another option for you. Okay, that's another option for you to go and ask your doctor to put you on a waiting list. Okay, once you're able to enroll you on a waiting list, you are covered. Then once you enter, they'll keep you on the dialysis, continuously on the dialysis until a kidney arrive, and then they rush you in. I have a number of friends. One was 5 years, the other one was on the dialysis for 10 years, and eventually he got a kidney. Okay, so he was on the waiting list, and eventually the hospital called him one day and said, "Look, you have to come in now. You have a kidney," and he came in. He comes in, and then they put a kidney for him, and he's living fine. So that's only one way you have to enroll on the waiting list. Okay. So please keep me updated. Fisher, keep me updated on this issue. All right. But try to talk to your doctor to see if they can enroll you on the waiting list in that hospital. Okay. Keep me updated. So all of you that are diabetics, this should be a wake-up call. A wake-up call for all of you. I've been preaching this, I've been teaching this. You guys should learn a lesson from this. Our friend here that is going through this process. It is a wake-up call. If you don't want to be in this situation, control your sugar level now before it becomes too late. Fisher, I wish you all the best. I'll keep you in my thoughts, but keep us updated. But first of all, go to your hospital, see your doctor, and answer waiting list. It is done everywhere. It is done everywhere. I believe it is on there. So find out and see if they can put you on a waiting list. Once you enter on a waiting list, now it is the hospital responsibility to go and source out kidney for you. Okay. Khan from Pakistan, you're welcome. Okay. Brian asked a question and says, can someone live with normal? Yes, you can live with one liver, one kidney. You can live with one kidney or 1.5 kidney. It depends on the severity of the damage of your kidney. Some kidneys, if a kidney is half damaged, maybe it's not the entire kidney, they can cut off that small piece, that area that is damaged, and leave the remaining half. So, or if it is the whole, they can remove all the one. You can live with one kidney. That is why you see somebody donating one of the kidney to somebody else and live with one kidney. So you can live with one kidney as a normal life. All right. So it's a pity. So this is, all of you have to be a wake-up call. All right. And I was trying to say something now. I was trying to say that this is the these are the type of food you're supposed to be eating. Now, presently, the type of food you're supposed to be eating. Okay, see the brown bread here? This is 2 or 1 slice of brown bread. Okay, these are the type of food you're supposed to be eating at now. Okay, to be able to get hold of your sugar level. These are the type of food you're supposed to be eating presently. Okay. All right. We're about to discuss, before I got yes, you have to stay away from potassium because of your renal. Yeah, you are right. So you are in a good hand, because from what I'm seeing, from what I could hear from you, it means you have a good doctor that knows what he's doing, because with your situation, you have to take less of potassium because of your renal diet. Yeah, so that means, from what I see, the treatment we are getting from this doctor, it means he or she knows what he's doing. So this potassium is important. It has to be less, or stay away from it permanently because of your renal. All right, it is important. So just follow the advice because I can, the way I'm conversing with you and you are telling me what the doctor tell you, I can tell that the doctor knows what he knows, what he or she is doing with your situations. Okay. In terms of the treatment he's recommending to you, everything looks normal, and that's how you know a good doctor. So follow your doctor's instructions. You are in a good hand. But one thing is that you have to find out about that being on a waiting list, because once you're able to enroll on a waiting list in a hospital, you are lucky. You can still be looking for donor, but now it is now the responsibility of the hospital to go out and look for donor for you. As I said, there are donors in different ways. There are donors. Yes, I see it. I see from the things you are sharing with me. She's very good. She's very, very detailed. I can tell when I'm talking to people and I can tell whether you're in a good hand of a doctor or not. But from the things you're sharing with me, I can tell that she knows what she's talking about. But try to make sure you get into a waiting list. Okay, make sure you get into a waiting list, because as I said, I have a lot here that are in waiting list. Okay, once you're able to go into a waiting list, hospital take you into a waiting list. As soon as you enter into a waiting list, like for instance now, the way it operates here, okay, is automatically. You don't need to apply. The way it operates here, where I'm here now, is as soon as you are on dialysis, they say you're going to be on dialysis now, automatically they enroll you on a waiting list. Once you are on dialysis, they say, okay, now you have to be on dialysis. Automatically start taking dialysis, they enroll you automatically on the waiting list. Okay, then they'll start sourcing out. There are people before you, but you are going to be on that. As I said, I have friends, I have patients that are on waiting list for 5 years, 10 years, going through dialysis, and then they are all of a sudden they got a call from the hospital. You're going to come in right now. We have a kidney for you. And he drives straight to the hospital and get a kidney. Because when you are on dialysis for 5 years, you might lose hope. Say, oh, this hospital, they are working. But there are people before you. They look at the severity. There are people that have severe kidney. They need to attend first before you. So there's a place they are going to place you. But if your own kidney is so serious, they can bump you up above others. Okay? But because once you are going through your dialysis, they are looking at the record of your dialysis to see, okay, he can still stay for another 2 years. Okay, 3 years. So your dialysis record is going to tell the hospital or the doctor treating you that you're okay with your dialysis, so stay where you are. But if they see that your dialysis, something is wrong, they can bump you up. Okay, than somebody who have been there for 5 years. And if there's any kidney, they say, no, call this person in. So all of a sudden they call them in and say, you have to come in now, we have a kidney for you. So there are different ways kidneys are obtained. As I said, there are people that just go into a hospital. They don't want to be identified. They just want to do a good charity work. And they say, look, if there's anybody needing a kidney, they fill a form, sign it, that might call me. And then when they need it, they'll call the person to come in. And then they take one kidney and transplant. Some are those that they know they are going to die. Doctors, hospital know they are not going to survive it. So they consult the family and say, as a charity, can we take this organ for somebody that need it? If the family agree, the family is going to sign a form. So as soon as that person passed away, they take those organs away and then keep it and give it to somebody that needs it. Okay. Now, another way is like, for instance, when I want to renew my driver license, okay, there's a form. In my driver license, there's a place I tick. Do you want to be a donor in the case that you passed away, either through accident or son? So there's a place in my driver license. When I'm renewing my license, I have to tick. If I tick yes, it means it has entered the file. As soon as something happened in the maybe accident or I pass away, they don't need to consult my family. They just take that organ and they give it to somebody that. So there are different ways they obtain organs. So that is why you have to enroll to be on a waiting list. Okay, and then to see if you're going to be lucky to get somebody who's going to donate you the kidney. So try to discuss with your doctor on that aspect of it to enroll you on a waiting list. I recommend that. I do recommend that to other people. So I recommend that for you to do that, since you don't have any donor within your family. Okay, and keep us updated. Now, Brian says, can you please send the link of your video on the stage of diabetics? All right. I'm going to send you a link. All right, I'm going to share the link with you again. All right, Brian, I'm sharing the link for those who wants to join the program live. That's the link. That's the link on the comment section. Open it in the browser, in your browser, and then follow the instruction how to join the video live. So that is it. So I'm going to remove this, and I'm going to share another. So this is another one. These are the type of food you're supposed to be eating. So fruits. You can see your egg there. You can see your brown bread. So those are the type of food you're supposed to be eating. And then, so that's the link. I posted the link there. Now, okay, we are about. I was about to where I stopped before I start answering the other questions. I said, how does the body process glucose? Is what I was about discussing before I deviate. How does the body process glucose? Okay, that is a question I wanted to ask. I wanted us to answer. How do your body process glucose? Okay, how does the body process glucose? How does the body process glucose? That link I shared can only work during the live video. Once the live video ends, you cannot get that link is not going to work. It's only when I'm live that you can use a link. If you want to join the live video while I'm on live, yes. But once I finish the live video, that link does not work until the next time I'm going to be live again. So let's answer this question. How does the body process glucose? How does the body process glucose? Okay. Before I go, do you guys have any question? Before I go, so that answer that question. Let me remove this and then let's go into. So let's try to answer this question all together. Okay. How does the body process glucose? It's very important for you guys to understand how your body metabolize glucose. Okay. When you like our body uses glucose multiple times per day. Our body uses glucose multiple times per day. Now, remember what I told you guys, there's a process in the beginning, okay, before you start using glucose. I said it before. When your sugar level goes beyond the excess level, above the normal level, the target range, is that target range or the above the normal level, the brain signal the pancreas to release insulin. When the sugar level is still floating in the bloodstreams, it is harmful. It is not yet classified as a fuel. Your body cannot use it because when it is floating in your bloodstreams, it is detrimental. It is harmful to your entire overall health. That is when it starts damaging organs, attacking organs, causing all kinds of uncomfortability. It is when it enters the cells, tissues of the muscles, and your liver to be stored. That is when you can refer it as a fuel, primary fuel source that your body needs as an energy. Now, the body uses glucose multiple times per day. Now, when you eat, for instance, when you eat, the body starts processing glucose immediately and other carbohydrate. So, for instance, as soon as you put food in your mouth, your body goes into action to start processing glucose and other carbohydrate by releasing enzymes. There's something we call enzymes. That enzyme begin to break them down, immediately. What is this thing giving me a signal here? Wait, sorry, let me turn off my alarm. I'm going to be right back. Okay. Let me turn off my alarm. So, okay, I'm back. So as soon as you start eating, immediately, your body start breaking down, start to process glucose and other carbohydrates by using enzymes with the help of pancreas. Your body is going to release enzymes. The enzymes that your body releases is what it used to start processing glucose and other carbohydrate with the help from pancreas. That is the beginning of the process. Now, the pancreas plays a key role, okay, the way your body metabolizes glucose. The pancreas also plays a key role with the way that your body metabolizes glucose. When blood glucose levels increases, okay, the pancreas releases that hormone called insulin. This manages the range of blood sugar levels by absorbing or collecting those excess sugar and then direct them into the cells, tissues of the muscles and the tissues to be stored. So that is why it says your body uses enzymes with the help of pancreas to start processing glucose and other carbohydrates as soon as you start eating. And then your body uses those glucose multiple times a day. And you guys know when you can tell how many times or when your body needed glucose to reinforce whatever you are doing. When you are feeling weak or tiredness, that's a sign that your glucose level is low. And that is when the brain also signals the cells, tissues of the livers, where the energy is stored, to release some glucose into the bloodstreams to give you that energy that you need to boost you to continue doing what you are doing. Okay, so when your blood glucose rises above, the pancreas releases the hormone called insulin. With the help of that insulin, it collects the excess sugar and then direct them into the cells, tissues of the muscles and the liver to be stored. That is when you can classify them as fuel that your body needs to be used as energy. Okay, now the muscle, the fat, and other cells use glucose, okay, for energy or store it as fat for later use. Now, while those excess sugar is stored in the cells and tissues of the muscles and the liver, okay, it uses them as energy. Because once it's entered the cells, tissue of the muscle, that is when you use that energy. If you are not using that energy, then it's stored in the form of fats. So, for instance, when those excess sugar, excess glucose enter the cells, tissues of your muscle, that is when it is stored and used as fuel. That fuel is the energy that gives you more boost to talk, to run, to cook, to stand, to do whatever you want to do. Because already those glucose are already in the cell tissues of your muscles and liver. So while those glucose is in the cell tissues of your muscle, that is when you are using them as energy. So for instance, if you want to lift something now, you need your muscle to lift a seat. So if you don't have energy, fuel in that muscle, you can't have that strength to lift, to do anything. Okay? So when that excess glucose is floating in your bloodstream, it cannot be classified as well because those excess glucose are causing you harm. It is when those excess glucose enter the cells of the tissue of the muscle that is when you use it as energy, as fuel that your body needs to do anything you want to do. And I'll give you an example. Somebody who is tired, weak, and you tell the person to go and lift, to go and what do you call it? You know, when those firewood, when you want to do a firewood, they use an axe to cut firewood. You see somebody that doesn't, he's tired. He cannot even lift the axe to cut a fire because he's tired. Because in the muscles, there is no energy. But you have excess sugar floating in the bloodstreams. Your cells cannot have access to those glucose until those excess glucose enter the cells tissues of the muscles. That is when it is classified as fuel, source of energy that your body needs. Then if you have too much glucose in the cells, okay, if you have too much, some of those glucose that is in the cell tissue of the muscle cannot be stored in the form of fat. Okay, in the form of fat. So now, when you are using those acts, or for instance, when you are running, or you are jogging, or you are cooking, all of a sudden you are tired. Now, it means in the cells of your muscles, you don't have energy. The fuel is finished. So what does it do? It converts those excess glucose that is stored in the form of fat into glucose. So now those glucose stored in the form of fat is going to be reconverted back into cells to be used as energy. That is the process of glucose. Okay, so you just have to understand both of them. So if your pancreas does not produce enough insulin or is overproducing enough insulin, but your body cannot use correctly to regulate the amount of sugar level in your bloodstreams, now that is when you have what is called insulin resistance. It means your cell tissues of your muscle are not getting access to the excess glucose. That is when you see you are feeling that. That is when you see that symptoms of diabetes. You are feeling tiredness, fatigue, because your cell tissues of the muscle are not having access to the excess glucose that is floating around in your bloodstreams. That is why you are tired. Am I making sense to all of you there? So that is the process of glucose. Am I making it sense? Do you guys understand what I just explained now? Robina, you're welcome. Do you guys understand what I just explained? I need an answer fast. Do you guys understand what I just explained? All right. Robina says, let me see the question here. Robina says, how can lower blood sugar quickly? Robina, I don't understand your question. Your question is not clear. Can somebody interpret that question for me? Okay. Oh, Nick, you're still here. I thought you run away again. Grace, well, you're here. Okay. How can Robina, your question is not clear, so I can't answer it. You say, how can lower blood sugar quickly? Can somebody interpret that question for me? Because I'm finding it very hard to understand what that question is all about. They say, how can lower blood sugar quickly? I don't understand that question. Robina, can you clarify what it means? Any effect herb for lower blood sugar? Any effective herb for lower blood sugar? Robina says, I think someone is the missing word. Robina, are you saying how can someone lower blood sugar quickly? Is that what you mean? Are you saying how can someone lower blood sugar quickly? Is that what you mean, Robina? Because in your second question, you say any effective herb for lower blood sugar. Are you saying if there's any herb that can be used to lower blood sugar? Is that your question? Okay. First of all, you have two questions that you ask in different ways. In terms of how can someone lower your blood sugar levels? Okay. All right. Now, in terms of how can someone lower your blood sugar level? Okay. How you can lower your blood sugar level is very simple. Okay. How you can lower your blood sugar level is very simple. Okay. Robina, I'm going to answer your question now. How you can lower your blood sugar is very simple, is by eating this type of food. Okay. Grace, I'll answer your question. Just hold on. Is by eating this type of food. Robina, that is one. Okay. Is by eating this type of food. Robina, you can lower your blood sugar level by eating this type of food. Okay. And you can lower your blood sugar by not eating, You see, this food that I just listed here, these are complex carbohydrates. So if you stick to this type of food, that is the food. You're asking me the name. That is what I posted in there. That is what I listed in there. So what name are you asking again? You said name, please. That is it here. This is the name. Okay, by eating this type of food is the name. I listed it here. Look at it here. Okay, you have to eat this type of food to help you lower your sugar level because these are complex carbohydrate. Brown rice, brown bread. Okay, brown. Let me put another one again. There's one that is missing there. Brown bread. Let me. I'm going to put more. Whole. Well, I'm putting more. Um, I'm putting more. All right. Okay, I just added more. Okay, you also have to eat this type of food. Okay, that can help. These are all complex carbohydrates. Now, I shared a picture with you. Let me give you an example. I thought you were watching. I shared a picture earlier on. You see this type of food. I'm putting a picture here now. See this type. You see how this plate is? These are the type of food you're supposed to be eating. You see, your egg for protein. You see your brown bread, one slice of brown bread or two slices. You see your fruit apple, and then you see your cucumber. Okay, I see your berry in there. So this type of food is what you're supposed to be eating. As you see, this can serve you as a breakfast or as a lunch. All right, I'm going to share another one. I'm going to stop this. I'm going to share another one with you guys. You see this type of food here? You see it, brown bread? You see, these are the type of food you're supposed to be eating. What did you notice on this food? These are fruit and vegetables, but there's another thing that you have to look at this food in terms of the size of the food. You see the size? It must be in a smaller quantity. Your food must be in a smaller quantity, okay? Your food must be in a smaller quantity. You see the type of food, it must be in a smaller quantity. Just hold on, let me get one more. These are the type of food you're supposed to be eating. I'm coming. You see another one here? Okay, you see if this is a brown rice, you see the small size of your brown rice here. You see your avocado here. Okay, you see your carrot. You see your cabbage in here. These are the type of food you're supposed to be eating. But the most important thing is the quantity. It must be in a smaller quantity. Okay. Okay, I'm going to answer your question. Now, let me get this thing out. Okay. Let me, now you have to stay away. You ask this question, any herb that repairs pancreas? No. There is no herb that repairs pancreas. If your pancreas is gone, it's gone. Okay? There is nothing to repair pancreas. You see anybody selling you herbs, stay away from herbs. If you are dealing with diabetics, stay away from anything herbs. Concentrate on medical prescriptions. If you are dealing with diabetics, stay away from herbs in treating your diabetes. All the traditional medicines, stay away from them. They're going to cause you more damages than health. Now, in terms of pancreas, I've explained something before in the past about pancreas. I'm going to repeat it once again. Once your pancreas is gone, it's gone. There's something like repair. Okay, they are putting out a theory in terms of surgery that has not been medically verified. Okay, now when we say your pancreas is not producing insulin, I've said this before. Okay, and I'm going to Robina, you are still asking the same question. Okay, this question you asked me now is the same question you asked me before. How to lower your blood sugar level? It's the same thing. Okay, this question that my blood sugar always high and what supplement help blood is the same question you were asking me before. How to lower your blood sugar levels? There is no any shortcut. There is no any shortcut. There is no anything. And I'm still answering the question by giving you the type of food to eat. Okay, forget about all these things. There is no any shortcut in treating your diabetes. You have to eat those food that are listed. Look at these foods that are listed here. Your dieting is very poor. You have to eat this food. These are the food you have to eat. Okay, these are the food. If you want to get hold of your sugar level, you have to eat this food. Okay, there are no shortcuts in terms of, oh, if I take this supplement, it's going to lower my, no. Dieting is very important. You must diet properly. The reason why you are not controlling your sugar level or you are finding it very difficult, like you said in your last question, you said my blood sugar always high. What supplement should, the only reason why your blood sugar is always high is because you are not eating properly. You're dieting. And that is what we are discussing today, glucose. You have to understand the role glucose plays in your diabetes. The reason why your sugar level is high is because of glucose and carbohydrate. There is no any other reason. The only reason why you are still struggling controlling your diabetic situation is glucose and carbohydrate. And all these things are involved in dieting. You have to eat this type of food. I've shown you guys the kind of pictures, what the food look like. It has to be 80% fruit and vegetables, and then 20% of oatmeals, whole wheat grains if you want to swallow, you have to concentrate on this type of food. Okay, they are all complex carbohydrate. It means you have to eat more fiber food. These food that are listed here are rich in fiber and less in carbohydrate. So why you are still having a high sugar level now is because most of the food you are eating contain more of carbohydrate and less fiber. So the food you are eating now there's too much carbohydrate. So that is why your sugar level is high. So you have to reduce your carbohydrate down and increase your fiber by eating this type of food. So you have to change all your eating habit and what you drink. Not only changing what you eat and drink, the size of your food matters. You cannot be eating large food. No. The large the food is, the large the carbohydrate. So you are eating only protein. So that is the problem. You can't be eating only protein. Okay? You can't be eating only protein. Okay? You have to, the thing I just listed to you there, fruit and vegetables, you need more fiber. Protein cannot solve you the problem. Okay? Protein cannot solve you the problem. It has to be balanced. Your dieting is very poor. Okay, even the food you say you are eating, if you are eating protein, if I say show me the food you are eating, and maybe to you you call it protein, but it contains a lot of carbohydrate in that food. But to you say it's protein. And again, you are eating large food. You cannot be eating large food. Like the picture I showed to you now, you see how small the food is. You must eat in a smaller portion. You have to eat every 4 hours. Every 4 hours, you eat a small portion. In the next 4 hours, you eat a small portion. In the next 4 hours, eat a small portion. You cannot eat big food. The larger the food, the larger the carbohydrate. Remember, every food you eat contains carbohydrate. Even the food you call protein contains carbohydrate in it. Okay. As I was trying to, even the food you call protein contains carbohydrate. Now the question is that at what amount are you consuming that food called protein? Because in it there's carbohydrate, and that carbohydrate is what is boosting up your sugar level up. So you have to learn the art of Now the grains, okay, have the grains. You say I should list the grains. There are different kinds of grains in the market. Okay, if you go to the market, you see different kinds of grains. There's millet, there's quinoa. All those things fall under grains. Okay, so you have to go in. There are different kinds of grains. You go to the market, like millet is a grain. Millet is a grain. Okay, quinoa also is good for you. Oatmeals, all those things are good. Brown bread, stay away from white rice and go for brown bread. Yeah, the kinds of food, like all these things you are posting to me now, this, you only eat chicken, mutton, and fish. The fish there is okay because it's the protein. But the chicken, mutton you are eating there, you might be going to the poultry and be buying poultry chicken. Poultry chicken is not good for you because they are all processed. It has to be free range chicken. The chicken you rear in your compound, those ones roaming around in your compound are free range. They are healthier than the ones in the poultry farms. Okay. So chicken mutton, the ones in the poultry farms contains a lot of carbs in them and chemicals. That's going to have an effect in your diabetes. Now you say you eat only onions and not vegetables. Onions is one vegetable. You see, follow the direction. I showed. Look at this. I shared a picture for you. Okay. Let me get let me get another good picture. Just hold on, because there's something you are missing there. Just hold on. Let me see. Let me see what I can share. You can be eating. But I'm trying to get something for you to give you an idea. Because there's something missing in your dieting that is not good. Just hold on. I'm trying to share something with you. Um, Sorry, I'm trying to share. Hold on, I'm sharing something with you. I want to give you an idea because no matter how I try to explain it, you're not understanding it. So I'm trying to share something with you. Just hold on a minute. I'm getting it. Okay. Yesterday we discussed about it. Let me share it with you one more time. One more. I'll be right back. I'm getting I just want to get all the pictures together so that it's going to be very easy for you to understand. All right, I'm going to share this. Let me go back to my listing here. Let me share this picture because it's better I share this picture so that you'll be able to understand what I'm talking about because you are getting me confused a little bit now. Okay, look at this plate. Okay, look at this plate here. This is your fish. This is your vegetable here. Okay, this is your potato here. Okay, the most important thing, look at the size of the food. Look at the size of the food. Your fish is protein. This sweet potato here, it must be sweet potato. You have to stay away from white potato. The potato here is going to give you your carbs, and then this vegetable here. Okay, this is a root vegetable. These are the kinds of food you're supposed to be eating. Don't just go and be eating only one, just onion. It has to be balanced. The food have to be balanced. He didn't say eat healthier. You must eat a healthy, balanced diet. There's two different things. Eating a healthy food that is not balanced, you are still revolving around the circle. It says as a diabetes, you have to eat healthy, balanced diet. So if you are eating a healthy food and the food is not balanced, you are wasting your time as a diabetic. It must be balanced. Okay, let me remove this again and share another picture with you guys so that you guys have an idea of what I'm talking about. Let me look at it. Okay, share this. This is the second. This is the second plate. Okay, this is the second plate. Look at your the vegetable here. Look at your fish here. Look at your one egg here. Look at your beans. You need beans. Look at your tomatoes and pepper here. But look at the size of the food. You are eating a healthy, balanced diet, and the food must be in a smaller quantity. You can't eat a larger quantity. Remember, you need 15 grams of carbs on 15 grams of carbohydrate on each plate of food. So the food must be balanced. Healthier, balanced diet, not healthy and you remove the balance. It doesn't make any sense. I'm going to try to remove this and share another picture for you guys. Let's go to the. All right, let me share this one here. Now look at this one here. Okay. Look at this one here. You have your one egg, you have your avocado, you have your tomato, and you have your mushroom. These are the type of food you're supposed to eat. And look at the size. Some people are eating healthy food, healthy balanced food, but the size is big. Because I ask you to eat this type of food, you see them fill the plate, fill it. They fill it in terms of size and in terms of height. The height is going to be like 2-story building. Yes, the food is healthy, balanced, but what about the size? If you look at the plate is filled, even overflowing. And then they keep pressing it. And then if you look at the height of the food, it's like somebody who's standing in a 3-story building. At the end of the day, you are eating the correct food, but the size now is going to destroy the good work you are doing because there's going to be too much carbohydrate in that food. So even though you are eating a healthy, balanced diet, the size matters because in this food you are eating also contains carbohydrates, even though they are healthy and balanced, because oil, virtually every food on this earth contains carbohydrate. The question they say, that's why they say reduce your carbohydrate and more of fiber. So even though you are eating a healthy, balanced diet, it must be in a small quantity. Do not go and overfill your plate and build a 3-story building and eat. Because at the end of the day, you do a good work, but once you finish eating that food, your sugar level is good because the amount of carbohydrate in that food is too much. So that is why, Rabina, you are struggling controlling your sugar level, because you have to eat in a smaller quantity, healthy, balanced diet. Cucumber is good. Yes, cucumber is like water. Cucumber is good. It's like water. You can take as much as many cucumber that you like. It's not going to have an effect on you. Cucumber and water are the same thing. So eat a lot of cucumber is good. All right. So these are the type of food you're supposed to be eating. Cucumber is good. All right. Do I have another picture to share with you guys here? Let me see if I have another one. Um, yeah, this one here. You see, this one has a mushroom. Look at your lemon here, where the mask is. It has everything in this place. These are just fruit. These are fruit salad. Okay, vegetable and fruit salad. Everything in here. Okay, so these are the type of food you're supposed to be eating. Okay. Now, if you are going to go for potato, you have to go to sweet potato. You have to go for sweet potato, not white potato, and in a smaller quantity. Carrot is okay, but carrot have to be in a small quantity. Okay, carrot have to be in a small quantity. All right, carrot have to be in a small quantity. Okay, carrot has to be in a small quantity. I'm trying to do one more, and then I'm trying to share. I want to show you this one here. Now look at this. Look at this picture here. You see the carrot? Look at the size of the carrot here. You see how small it is? Look at your cucumber. Look at your dark chicken. Look at your. You see this type of fruit, but look at the size of your carrot, and look at your cucumber. Look at your black olives. Okay, so it has to be in a smaller quantity. Despite I say carrot and potato, okay, it has to be in a small quantity. You can't eat them in a large quantity because they also contain carbohydrate. Rafina, if you are not following the pictures I'm showing you, you can't be asking me questions that I've been showing you pictures and you're not following. It's like you're not following. You keep asking me the same question that I've discussed several times. So you're asking me what are green vegetables. So all the pictures I'm showing you since you are not even watching. So let me proceed to the next. Let's continue our discussion. It's like you're not watching, so there's no need of showing you pictures because you're asking me what are green vegetables, and I've shown you guys about 7 pictures here, all green vegetables, and you are still not following. You're still asking me the same question. So it's like you're not following. So there's no need to continue uh, uh, answering your questions. I need somebody who follows what I'm teaching. If you're not following, there's no way of me going round and round and repeating myself. Okay. Um, I have to try to round up now. I think I've wasted. Uh, I'm sharing this picture for those that are willing to. You see the brown rice here? See the brown rice here? See how small it is? Look at your potato here. See the potato here? How small it is? And if you see your green vegetables here, see how small it is? Okay, and this is a meat, if I'm not mistaken here. But look at how small the meat is. The most important thing is the type of food you are eating and then the size of the food. You can see that this plate is not filled up. You see how small the food in the plate. There are people when they eat this plate, everything is going to be filled, and even the food are going to be falling over. But look at the brown rice. You see the size of your brown rice. You see the small potato. You see your green vegetables here. You see your meat. These are the type of food and the size. For those who wants to learn, follow this picture. You have to eat in a smaller quantity to derive what we are doing. Okay, the size matters because even though these food are good for you, remember they contain a little bit of carbohydrate. So the larger the amount of food, the larger the carbohydrate. Okay, Esther. So these are the type of food. Look at the potato. So when you say potato, does not mean you have to go and buy a bag of potato and finish. No. If you see the small potato here, you see the green these are green root vegetables here. See the brown rice. You see the size. You could see that the plate is not filled up. So you have to eat healthy, balance, and then the size matters. You can't just eat big food. The more you eat big food, the more the carbohydrate and the more it's going to affect your sugar level. Okay, so that is what I'm trying to explain. That's what I'm trying to explain. Your size of the food matters. The size of the food matters. The size of the food matters a lot. Okay, and then it must be healthy. You must eat healthy food. Okay, I'm going to show another one again. I'm going to show another one again, and then we'll proceed and finish up today's program. Oh, sorry, I made a mistake. All right, see another picture again. For this one, you see the brown rice? Look at the size. Look at the plate. Look at how big the plate is, but look at the size. You see the size of the brown rice? Look at your fish and look at your vegetables here. You can see it. You have your tomatoes, you have your lentils here, you have your green vegetables in there, your spinach. Spinach is a vegetable. So, Rubina, spinach is good. Spinach is fortified with fiber. Your tomatoes, your lentils, your legumes, okay, your onions, all these are vegetables, okay? Your cucumber, your avocado, okay? Your all these are good for you. So you see the size of the brown rice, see your fish here, your omega-3 acid, fatty acid, and your protein. And then, so this is the way your food is supposed to look like. You are eating a healthy, balanced diet, and then the quantity matters. You cannot eat large food. As a diabetic, no. You have to eat a smaller food. Every 4 hours, you eat a smaller food. The more you eat a bigger food, the more your carbohydrate, the more trouble for your sugar level. So, Robina, I believe you have tried to, make it easier for you to understand. Okay. In terms of tea, Esther, you're welcome. It says, which tea good for me? The tea that are good for you, you have to go for green tea. You have to go for green tea. Okay. You have to go for green tea, lemon tea, garlic tea, ginger tea, lime tea, chamomile tea, cranberry tea, apple cider vinegar tea. All these are tea that are good, and you have to drink those tea without sugar or milk or even sweetener. I repeat again, lemon tea, lime tea, apple cider vinegar tea, green tea, chamomile tea, ginger tea, garlic tea. All these tea must be drinking without milk, sugar, or sweetener. These are the type of tea you're supposed to be drinking as a diabetic. Okay, these are the type of tea you should be drinking as a diabetic. Yes, black tea, okay. Black tea is good. Yes, thank you for that. Thank you for that. Black tea is good. All right. So black tea is also good. Green tea is also good. So all those tea that I mentioned are also good for you. All right. They are also good for you. All right. Is Grace there? Is Nneka there? Or all of you have disappeared? Is Brian there? Who is there? Let me know who is watching. Chamberlain, you're welcome. Happy Easter. Happy Good Friday. All right, Brian is here. Chamberlain. Now, milk and dairy product. Milk and dairy product. I've advised you guys, if you're a diabetic, try to stay away from anything milk or dairy product, except you are deficiency in some vitamins. Okay, then they'll ask you to drink milk to regain those vitamins that your body is lacking. But other than that, as a diabetic, okay, refrain from any dairy product, milk products. All right, as a diabetic, stay away from any dairy product or milk product as a diabetic. And I've said it several times, and I'm going to repeat it, and I'm going to put a challenge. Show me one milk that does not have lipids in them, a large calorie in them, carbohydrate, sugar in them. Show me one milk. I'm not asking about two milk. Go and show me one milk. Even those milk they say skim milk. You know those they say skim milk? Or even the one, there are some milk they say 0% milk. Show me, go and get me those milk. I want somebody to challenge me on this and says, I have found a milk specifically made for diabetics that does not contain carbohydrate, lipids, saturated fat or trans fat in them, calories in them, sugar in them, and carbohydrate. I challenge anybody in the medical field or otherwise to show me one dairy product milk that says it's good for diabetics. None. None. So if you're a diabetic, you have to stay away from milk or dairy product. Because the more you drink all those things, the more your situation is going to get worse. One, you're going to keep adding weight. As a diabetic, you're supposed to be losing weight and not be adding weight because there are too much trans fat in them and saturated fat. It contains a lot of calories and lipids in them. Then the carbohydrate issues there is another. It contains a lot loaded with carbohydrate, and again, it contains sugar. So that is why you have to stay away from any dairy or milk product. Rather, you can use alternative. There are milk alternatives, but those milk alternatives also contains carbohydrate. The question now that if I say, for instance, what are the milk alternatives? I say almond milk or soy milk. All right, but there are carbohydrate in almonds and there are carbohydrate in soy milk. The question now is, how do you know the amount of quantity of almond milk or soy milk to take that is not going to have an effect in your sugar level? Because anything, remember, you are expected to have 15 grams of carbs in your meal, and you have about 60 to 65 grams of carbs per day. Now, if you take almond milk or soy milk as milk dairy substitute, whatever carbs in that particular milk is going to count towards your carbs counting. You have to learn how to count your carbs. So, for instance, in a meal, you have 15 grams of carbohydrate in your meal, and then maybe that soy milk or almond milk as a substitute has about 5 grams of carbs in them. then it means you have 10 grams of carbs to play with, because you can't exceed 15 grams of carbohydrate in that meal. But the question now, if I recommend you to use almond milk or soy milk as a substitute to dairy product, milk product, how do you make sure that you are taking the amount of almond milk or soy milk? Because you might take too much and it's going to exceed your carb intake. Remember, you are eating other food that contains carbohydrate. And the next thing you start shouting, oh, my leg is burning me, it's burning me, my hands are burning, tingling sensation, oh, what? Because you've exceeded the amount of carbs in that particular meal. So what I normally do is that I normally discourage anybody to stay away from even the substitute, the almond milk or the soy substitute. If you stay away from anything dairy product, drink whatever you're going to drink without milk or even sweetener, because sweetener contains some calories in them and they're going to add you to gain weight. Take your milk plain black. Like for instance, I don't know when last I have milk in my place here. I don't even know whether milk is existing because of my diabetic status. So stay away from milk or dairy product because it's going to have an effect in your sugar level. And remember, we are all fighting for one cause: to live a normal life and to avoid the complications of diabetics. All right. As I said, I use a cliche. I always say use a cliche. I says, if you want another man to enjoy your wife, then go ahead. Ignore all the doctor's recommendations, the physician recommendations. Ignore all the rules and regulations guiding diabetes, the norms guiding diabetes, and keep doing whatever you're doing. If you want another man to enjoy your wife, just do whatever. Just ignore it. Just do whatever you're doing, because once you're under the 6 feet, we can only sympathize with you, condole with you for 1 month, and then your wife have to go on. Life have to move on. Then another man is going to enjoy your wife and then maltreat your children. The same thing applies to your husband. If you want another woman to enjoy your husband, go ahead, do whatever you're doing. Nobody cares. At the end of the day, you are the one to pay the ultimate price. And once you are gone under the 6 feet, another woman is going to come in to enjoy your husband. So it's either you stick to the recommendations of your physicians or your doctors and stick to their professional advice and stick to the norms governing diabetes, the rules and regulations governing diabetes. Stay away from those things and then concentrate on those things they advise you to do. Then you live in the conformity of diabetes rules. Then you are going to avoid the complications of diabetes. And then you are going to live a normal life. And then you are going to enjoy your wife and then live for your children. So stay away from milk and dairy product. I don't recommend it at all. Okay, I've said enough on that. Let's go to Grace is here. I know Nneka is gone. She just comes in and announce her presence and then disappear. Robina says yogurt. Robina says yogurt. Now I know why you are having trouble controlling your sugar level, because from the things you are mentioning now, since I've been answering your questions, from the things I see you mentioning, that is why you are struggling controlling your friends. Those that are watching, I guess you guys can now know why Robina is struggling controlling her sugar level, because from the things she's been listing, if you guys can look at her line of questions, you could see from the things she has been asking, you could see why she's finding it very hard to control her sugar level. You know, in the beginning, she was saying that her sugar level is too high, and I say it's your dieting. So from the line of her question, all of you that are watching me, you could see now why Rubina is finding it very hard to control her sugar level, because of the things she has been asking, because now it's yogurt. Before was milk and dairy product, now it's yogurt. So Rubina, stay away from yogurt. Yogurt is not good for you. Simple and frank. If you're diabetic, stay away from yogurt. All right? If you're diabetic, stay away from yogurt. That's all I can say. I don't need to waste my time on that. Okay? And then see what she says now. She says I eat milk. I eat milk cream. It's a cause of my diabetic. Yes. So now we know you are exposing yourself. You're answering the questions why your diabetes is not controlled, because of the things you eat. So you eat milk cream. No wonder your sugar level is uncontrollable. Good luck with that. Stay away from all those things. They are not helpful for you. And then let's go to the next one. She says, does dry fruit raise blood sugar level? Now, does dry fruit raise sugar level? All right. Now, whether they are dry or not, I've said it before. Okay. I've said it before. Whether they are dry or not, there is no fruit on this planet Earth that does not contain carbohydrate. There is no fruit on this planet Earth that does not contain carbohydrate. So whether they are dry or not, they contain carbohydrate. The fruit you eat is not the issue. The issue is the amount of the fruit that you consume that sparks up your sugar level. Now you have to understand that that fruit contains carbohydrate. The question is not the fruit. The question is the amount of fruit that you consume. Because as I said, the larger the amount of fruit, the larger the carbohydrate. I gave you guys an example of the almond. Those that watched my video 3 days ago, the almond that I have, that almond has been here for 2 years now. I dump it. I ate one day. I said, let me be practical. I ate one almond. I didn't have any reaction. I just want to know. So I ate one almond one day. Everything was okay. The following day, I ate 2 almonds. Everything was okay. No reaction. The third day, I ate 3 almonds. It was a living hell for me. Peripheral neuropathy. My feet is like it's on fire. Numbness, tingles, burning sensation. I was rubbing my feet, 2 of my feet like this, each other. I have to go to the gym immediately. I leave whatever I'm doing. I go to the gym. I go into the treadmill. I keep running. Just to sweat it, just to burn it out. I keep running on the treadmill. I just want to burn the whole thing out of my system. Because I ate 3 almonds. That triggers that burning sensation. It means my sugar level, it spikes up my sugar level very fast. That is, I've exceeded my carbohydrate for that particular day. So I went on a treadmill and run the hell out of myself. Then I came out, but at least it's not like the burning sensation disappeared totally, but at least it has come down normally that I can sit down comfortably without even rubbing my leg. It's just a little bit, I could feel the sensation, but it's just minor. Than when it was burning, it's like somebody put fire on my feet. So now I know I can't exceed 2 almonds. Almond is a dry fruit. But since that experience, that almond has been sitting there for over a year now. I abandoned it. I'm not going to even try it anymore. So that is why I'm answering your question. Whether they are dry or not dry, they contain carbohydrate. The issue is not the dry fruit. The issue is the amount that you consume that is going to have that effect in you. Okay, so if you're going to eat like a G-nut, those cooked granite or those granite, don't just go and fill your plate with granite and you're eating. No, if you're diabetic, you have to be cautious on the amount because that granite you're eating contains carbohydrate in it. Okay, so you're going to be worried on the amount that you consume that is going to have effect in it. So you're going to be cautious of what you eat. All right. Almond, caju, pasture dry. What is that? I don't know which language you are speaking there now. So this one I'm going to ignore it. I always eat dry fruit, almond, caju, walnut, and pasture. So you see the reason? You're eating all these things and then every day you're complaining your sugar level is too high. You eat almond, you eat walnut, you eat this and that. I don't know the doctor that is treating you. Maybe that doctor has patience with you. Maybe that doctor has a patience with you. There are some doctors that are going to kick you out of they tell you, I'm not going to treat you anymore. Look for another doctor. Because they don't want no trouble, Yeah, some doctors will tell you, sorry, you have to look for another doctor. I don't want to treat you anymore. Because if you're eating all this kind of food and every day you go to your A1C test and your sugar level is too high and there are some doctors who will lose their patient and tell you, sorry, you know what? Look for another doctor. I'm done with you. Your dieting is very poor. Your dieting is very, very poor. It has to be changed. All right. Happy Easter to all of you, or happy Good Friday. Any more question before we call it a day so that you guys can go and enjoy your Good Friday? Any question? Avoid dry food. Avoid it. You have to avoid dry food at all costs. You have to avoid dry food at all costs. Okay? Avoid all those things. Do we have more question? Do we have any more question? I wanted to discuss another topic, but the time is gone now, so I'll leave it for tomorrow. I wanted to do two topics today, this morning, but the time is gone. So I'm going to leave that topic for the next day. Do we have more question here? All right, I'm seeing if there's any more question here. Somebody's trying to email me on the, I'm trying to find that question. Hold on, I'm trying to share, I'm trying to find something here. There's something that grabbed my attention here. I'm trying to bring it to your attention. Okay, yeah, I've seen it. Okay, let's go back. You say, should you avoid dry fruit? I tell you to avoid dry fruit. Avoid whatever, avoid dry fruit. You know, avoid what you can avoid. The dry fruit, they all contains carbohydrate. So you have to avoid it. They contains carbohydrate. Okay? You have to avoid it. The question is not the food itself. The question is the quantity. Do you know the quantity of the dry food that is have an effect in your sugar level? So these are the things you have to be wary of. You have to be wary of the quantity of that particular dry food. I have given you an example. I've given you guys an example of the almond that I take and what effect that I have. Okay, so you have to avoid dry fruit. Now, I want to share something with you guys here. One more, two more, or three more, and then anybody wants to join the program live, I share the link, but nobody wants to come. Okay. All right, I shared this particular picture here. The reason why I brought this picture is, if you look at this picture here, look at the chicken here. You see the piece of the chicken. Look at this plate. First of all, look at the plate. You see how small the food is. This is how it's supposed to be. It has to be in a smaller quantity. So look at this two pieces of chicken. You have your omelette egg here. This is your omelette. Look at inside that omelette egg. It's fortified with greens, vegetables inside that omelette. That is how I do my omelette. I fortify it with a lot of vegetables inside it and spinach. You see your what do you call it here? Cabbage here and some onions in it. But the most important thing is look at the size of that food. There's no way you eat this size of food and your sugar level is going to be high all the time. You eat a smaller piece. In the next 4 hours, eat a smaller piece. But look at the chicken. It's only two pieces of chicken. You didn't see one half chicken load. You know, people are going to go and buy a full chicken. They divide it into two and they finish one low half of it. Okay. But the key thing I want to share with you guys here is look at the size of that food. Look at the plate. When I go to Africa and see the way people eat, okay, even the food will be falling away from the plate. And they keep pressing it and be adding more. And I shake my head. I say, oh Lord, have mercy on them. So, but the key question is look at the size of the food and look at the quality of the food. That's what I'm trying to share with you guys. I'm going to share another one. Let me remove this. And let's go to another one. Now look at this one. The reason why I choose this, there are 3 reasons why I choose this particular plate. And remember, I told you guys, you have to go for sweet potato and not white potato. But you can count how many potato that is in this plate. Because somebody is going to say, oh, now that I know I can eat sweet potato, I'll go and buy a full bag of potato and finish it in one go. No. Still, that sweet potato contains carbs in that. But look at the number of potato, because this is like, you see, they slice it. I can see one here, and I see another half here, another half here, another half here. Still, because you are giving room for all, because look at the brown rice. You see how small the brown rice is here? Still, you have your fiber in this rice, but it still has some small element of carbs. So you want, because once you eat this food, all this food, small pieces, by the time they add up, it's going to be towards that 15 grams of carbs. So that is why you could see your tomatoes, your pepper in here, but look at the chicken. You see one leg of chicken. I've seen people eating a full chicken. And see your small vegetable here. And see your this is one bread cut into 2. So this is how, as a diabetic, your plate is supposed to look like. Small quantity every 4 hours, and you're not going to have any problem. And if you have been following me for a long time and you are still struggling with your sugar level, then it means you are wasting your time. You are not learning. Because by all my teachings, you're supposed to correct certain things and you see a difference in your diabetes management. First of all, if you have been following me and you are also following your doctor's instruction and correcting certain things, putting all the jigsaws, how you are going to notice? Let me tell you one thing. How you are going to notice that there's an improvement in your diabetes situation is the number of times you urinate. Is the number of times you urinate, you are going to see there's a key difference in the way you are managing your diabetes. Because when your sugar level is too high, when you are managing it poorly, you are going to be urinating frequently. But if you have been following me and correcting your dieting and you are exercising, you are putting every jigsaw in the right place, follow your doctors, you see a change. The first change you're going to be noticing is the number of times you urinate is going to reduce. Because once you are not urinating often, it means your sugar level is stabilized. It means your sugar level is not high. Your number of times you urinate is going to reduce, and you keep it going that way. If you are used to waking up in the middle of the night to go and urinate 3-4 times a day in the night before you see that it's going to reduce. Maybe you are going to sleep all night, you didn't wake up to go and urinate. So if you are following me for this time and then you don't see any improvement, then I believe you're wasting your time. Okay, and there will come a time when I'm going to be really charging you guys. For those who charging you, I'm going to turn it. I'm under pressure. People are telling me, why don't I turn my page under membership? So the people who want to follow me will have to pay. That I'm giving this service for free. I'm not in there for money. There are people who want to open a page for money. I'm not in there for money. Say, okay, let me, I'm here just to share an idea and to help. My friends that are in medical face turn their page into membership. If you want to learn, you're going to pay monthly fee to join. I know he's making money through his own page, but I'm not into that. People have their own idea. But if you are not following me, if you're following me and you still not have an improvement in your diabetic situation, it means you're wasting your time. Okay? there should be a change in your diabetic situation. If you're, that means you're not learning. Okay. So let me share one more picture, and then there's a question, there's a comment there. I see 4 comments. I'm going to go to that comment. Let me share one more. Now we have this plate. There's a reason why I picked this plate. 2 reasons. Look at the size of the food in that big plate. 1, and then look at the potato. You see the potato there, you can even count the number of potatoes. So don't go and buy a bag of potato because I say sweet potato is good. And I know some people like Grace. I know Grace tonight is going to go and buy a big, and a Grace and Brian. I know that for sure. They're going to go and buy a big bag of potato now and finish it up. That's why I'm showing you guys this, number of potato in there, the size. Okay. I know that for sure. Grace and Brian, if I don't do it, they're going to go and buy, he says I'm going to buy a big potato and finish it up. So that is it. All right. So, all right. Okay. Okay, better change your diet. Well, I know. We shall see. Brian understand what I'm saying. Okay. All right, Grace. Okay. Now, let's look at the last question that it said, does diabetic medicine harmful for diabetic person? Robina, what are you asking? What are you asking? Does diabetic medicine harmful for diabetic person? What question is that? You're diabetic and they give you diabetic medication. You say, is it harmful for you? I don't know how to answer this question because I understand what they're trying to say. Does diabetic medication harmful for diabetic person? I understand your question. You say you're asking if a diabetic medication is harmful for a diabetic person. So somebody should answer that question. She's asking if diabetic medicine is harmful for diabetic person. I'm going to leave it to the room. Anybody should answer that question. So I want somebody to answer that question. I understand what she's asking. I need somebody to answer that question. I know you guys can answer that question. I don't know. And Robina, this is your answer here. Brian have answered your question. Robina, that is your answer to that question there. Okay, Robina, so that question has been answered. Let's go to your next question. Peter, let me see what Peter says. Robina, you can read this question on the comment section. Let me see what Peter says. I guess he or she meant if diabetic medicine have after effect on patients. Okay, so Peter make a good notation on what he says. Peter, you are right, but Peter, I'm going to post one. You see another question. Why it's not this? It's not the after effect. There's a question she posted. Let me see. This is what she says. You see this is what she says? Yeah. Okay. So, but Peter is also right. And then Brian, Rabina have answered your question. Now Peter is also trying to help you correct your questions if that is what you mean. If you are asking of if diabetic medication have an after effect, there is no medication that doesn't have any side effect. All medication have side effects, but it depends on individuals. The way I will react to a medication might be different from the way Brian or Peter or Grace will react to the same medications. There are different factors that will make it to react to a particular medications. All medications have side effects. Now listen, when it comes to side effects, okay, when it comes to side effects, all right, if you are taking medications for the first time, you might develop a side effect. That side effect could be minor, mild, or severe. Why? Because this is the first time you are taking that medication. Your body have not recognized that medication, so it's going to try to understand, are you taking this medication once or continuously? Now, when you keep taking it every day, then your body is going to recognize that you're on medication and then try to adjust. Then after a week, you see that side effect is going to disappear. So that is why in the beginning, you might notice a side effect. But when you're continuously taking it, then that drug have entered your system. Now your body is going to recognize that medications and then stop. But there are some medications that are going to have continuous side effects more than a week. Then that is when you're going to see a doctor and discuss the side effect. Then doctors can play around with that medication, either change it or reduce the dosage or increase the dose or add another medications on top of that to stop that side effect. All right. So now let's go to she says these medications are harmful. I don't know. Peter, Brian have answered your question, but he said these medications are harmful. So sometimes you are confusing with the Rabina. Sometimes you are confusing. So these medications are harmful. And then the next question I see is here is that you want to lower your medication, your blood sugar without medications. And then the next question I got again was, without medication, I reverse my disease. Can somebody please help me out here? This is what she says here. I want to lower my blood sugar without medication. No, first of all, she says this. These medications are harmful. Then the next thing she says, I want to lower my blood sugar without medication. And then the next thing she says, without medication, I reverse my disease. Can somebody help me out here, please? Robina, we are learning a lot from you today. Robina, where are you called? Where are you watching from? Pakistan? The side effect, I've answered that side effect. That is what I just said. If you're talking about side effect, Pakistan, okay. If you are talking of side effect, I just answered that side effect, okay. Because Peter tried to correct you. I answered that side effect, okay. All medications have side effects. It depends on individuals how they react. Okay, if your side effect lasted more than 7 days, then go and see your doctor to do something about that medication. He or she can change that medication or add another medication or reduce the dosage. But if it lasts more than 7 days, go and see your doctor. The tendency for you to get side effect in medications is maybe this is the first time you're taking it. So your body is trying to understand if it's going to be continuous So when your body recognizes you're taking it every day, it's going to not recognize it and then tends to fade away those side effects. Okay, but if it lasted more than 7 days, you have to go and see your physician. Now, in terms of managing your diabetes without medications, it is possible. I've said it several times. There are thousands and thousands and even not millions of people who are diabetic, but they are never on medication right from day one. And they are still living a normal life, controlling your diabetes. So if you want to lower your sugar, control your diabetes without medications, it is possible, but you have to go back to what I was saying before. It has to do with your dieting. And with the kinds of food that you've listed, I will find it very difficult. I'll find it very hard that you can lower your sugar level without being on medication. From the kinds of food you see, the questions you were able to pick out the kinds of food you eat, that it's going to be very hard for you to be manage your sugar level without being on medications. Is it possible to be manage it without? Yes, but not you, Robina. Robina, you cannot manage your sugar level without being on medication with the kinds of things you've listed in your question. You like ice cream, you like yogurt, you like all these kinds of food. It is going to be very difficult because you are not controlling the cravings organ that is here. So you have to be on medication and then on dieting, both. And then as time goes on, once you're able to control your dieting, then you can stop your medication with the help of your doctor. But as it stands now, I don't think you can manage your sugar level without being on medication because your dieting is very poor. All right, but is it possible that you can live a normal life, manage your diabetes on dieting alone? Yes, there are thousands of people that have never tested a drug and they are living normal life and managing their diabetes. So, but for you, Robina, no. If I'm your doctor, I'll say, no, you must be on medication until you've proven otherwise that you can diet properly. Convince me beyond reasonable doubt that you can diet properly, then I will see how it goes. But for now, Robina, I will say, no, you can't be on diet. It's not possible because of the things you consume. I'm presently not on medication, but for the whole of March, my highest blood sugar level has been 112, good, and my lowest has been 95, good. This is because I have been exercising and I'm a lifestyle changer. Very good. Very good. Keep it up. Keep it up. Now, yes, as I said, I've explained, you can do diet and exercise. But for you, Robina, no. You have to learn. You have to learn from Brian. You have to learn from Brian. Okay, to control your diabetics. And this program has helped me very much to have better understanding of diabetics. Thank you very much. So, you have to learn, Robina, from Brian. But Robina, if I'm your doctor, no way. I'm going to put you on medication and then ask you to diet properly because you are not yet in that stage where you can be dieting and exercise. If I ask you, Robina, when was the last time you exercised? When was the last time Robina exercised? When was the last time you exercised, Robina? Robina, your question is keeping us lively this afternoon. Your question is entertaining. When was the last time you exercised, Robina? Robina, I asked you a question. When was the last time you exercised? Okay, it's like Robina has gone. She have disappeared. Okay, so that's why the room is quiet. Okay, friends. We've been here for almost 2 hours, 30 minutes. I wanted to do two programs this morning, but time is gone. And this is Good Friday, so I'm not going to hold you guys much time. Tomorrow, Saturday, we're going to be back again in the morning. I'm going to, same time in the morning, I'm going to do another live program. So you have me Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay, maybe tomorrow, Saturday, we're going to do two programs. Okay. Um, Two programs. So I'm not going to hold you guys much more today. I'm going to let you guys go and enjoy your Good Friday evening with your family, friends, and then do not be carried away. Remember, you are having a chronic illness, so make sure you are disciplined in what you take. Okay, cautious of what you eat and drink. You still have to treat your environment wherever you are as a diabetic. Diabetes should be in the forefront of you when you are in a gathering. Do not be carried away. Do not be tempted to eat things you are not supposed to eat. Be disciplined. Stand your ground. No, sorry, thank you. I'm full. I'm okay. Do not be forced. Do not be tempted. Do not be pushed. Make sure you have a chronic illness and must be managed properly. Okay, so while you are out there with your friends and family, be wise in making your decisions. And then let's keep watching the videos, keep sending your comments, and then I'm going to be answering your questions as it arrives. So those that join me today, I say thank you guys very much. Your questions from Rubina, they are entertaining. Those that have contributed to this program, I say thank you guys. So let's meet tomorrow again for another program, another topic. And I believe you guys are learning and then putting them into practice. Okay, so I'm going to say thank you guys for today's program, and let's once again meet tomorrow, Saturday, for another program. So I'm going to let you guys go now. Okay, I'm going to let you guys go now. Okay, and I'm going to say thank you guys, and then bye bye. See you guys tomorrow on another program. Okay, enjoy your Good Friday evening. Be blessed.